Lesson 3, page C 108. In this section, we are going to learn the similarities and differences between the planets compared to Earth, and also what the orbits of the planets are like. Let's go ahead and get started. How does the Earth compare with other planets? Ooh, Earth. Beautiful blue planet. Do you know why it's so blue? Water makes it blue. And water is what makes Earth so different than all the other planets. Water gives life to Earth. Comparing Earth to other planets. Earth is the only planet that has air for you to breathe. Earth also has water for you to drink. Earth has all the resources that you and other living things need. From what we know today, Earth is the only planet in our solar system that can support the kind of life found on Earth. Earth and other planets are alike in one way. They are all satellites of the Sun. The 9 planets, which there actually are only 8 now, and their moons and the Sun make up most of our solar system. The planets can be seen in the sky as the points of the light that move among the stars. The planets seem to rise and set the way our moon does. Like Earth and its moon, the other planets do not make light. They reflect light from the Sun. Compare the picture of the planets on the next page to the picture of Earth. Also compare the length of days and years to those on Earth. The length of days and years are given in Earth time. A planet's day is the time it takes to rotate once on its axis. A planet's year is the time it takes to revolve once around the Sun. Let's read the caption about Earth on this page. Earth takes 1 year to revolve around the Sun. It takes 1 day to rotate around on its axis. Earth is the middle planet in size. 4 of the 9 planets are larger, and 3, not 4, are smaller. Earth has 1 moon. We're going to be making lots of corrections in this section of our science book because in 2006, Pluto, the definition of a planet was changed, and it's now a dwarf planet. Let's read about the other planets, Mercury, all the way including Pluto. Mercury takes 88 days to revolve around the Sun. It takes 59 days to rotate once. Mercury is 4/10 the distance of Earth to the Sun. Mercury is the smallest planet. It is less than half the size of Earth. Mercury has no moons. Venus. Venus takes 8 months to revolve around the Sun. It takes 243 days to rotate once. Venus is about 7/10 the distance of Earth to the Sun. It is the 3rd smallest planet. Almost the same size as Earth, Venus has no moons. Mars. Mars takes 1.9 years to revolve around the Sun. It takes 25 hours to rotate once. Mars is 1.5 times the distance of Earth to the Sun. It is the 2nd smallest planet, about half the size of Earth. Mars has 2 moons. Jupiter. Jupiter takes 12 years to revolve around the Sun. It takes 10 hours to rotate once. Jupiter is 5.2 times the distance of Earth to the Sun. It is the largest planet. It is more than 11 times the size of Earth. Jupiter has at least 16 moons. Saturn. Saturn takes 29.5 years to revolve around the Sun. It takes about 11 hours to rotate once. Saturn is 9.5 times the distance of Earth to the Sun. It is the 2nd largest planet, more than 9 times the size of Earth. Saturn has at least 18 moons. Uranus. Uranus takes 84 years to revolve around the Sun. It takes 17 hours to rotate once. Uranus is 19.2 times the distance of Earth to the Sun. It is the third largest planet, more than 4 times the size of Earth. Uranus has 17 moons. Neptune is the last planet and the furthest from the Sun that we're going to read about. Neptune takes 165 years to revolve around the Sun. It takes a little more than 16 hours to rotate once. Neptune is 30 times the distance of the Earth to the Sun. It is the 4th largest planet, also 4 times the size of Earth. Neptune has 8 moons. Let's read about Pluto, which is a dwarf planet. Pluto takes 250 years to revolve around the Sun. It takes 6 days to rotate once. Pluto is 40 times the distance of Earth to the Sun. It is the smallest, and it's a dwarf planet. It's smaller than the Earth's moon. Earth is more than 5.5 times the size of Pluto, and Pluto has 1 moon. Let's turn the page. In this area, we're going to read C110 and C111, orbits of the planet. Look at the picture of the solar system. What do you think keeps the planets moving around the Sun? It's the pull of gravity between the Sun and the planets. Even planets as far away from the Sun as Neptune and Pluto are affected by the pull of gravity. Notice the orbits of the planets nearest the Sun. You can see that they are almost circles. The orbits of the planet are really ellipses or circles that have been flattened a little. You can see that the farther planets are from the Sun, the longer their orbits are. These planets take longer to make 1 revolution around the Sun. Let's read that caption before looking at the next page. The planets that are farthest from the Sun have longer years than those closer to the Sun. They have longer orbits and have to travel farther in 1 revolution. The planet that orbits nearest the Sun are somewhat like Earth. Mercury, Venus, and Mars are made up mostly of solid rock. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are very different from Earth. The outer parts of these planets are made up mostly of gas. These planets may be solid in the center. Unlike its neighbor, Pluto is made up of rock and ice. You probably think that Pluto is the farthest from the Sun. Most of the time you are right. However, sometimes Neptune is the farther from the Sun than Pluto. This is because at times Pluto's orbit crosses Neptune's orbit. Between 1979 and 1999, Neptune was the farthest from the Sun. Because of the new definition of planets, Neptune is the farthest planet and Pluto is considered a dwarf planet. The secret word for your questions is dwarf planet. Thank you.